Hello and welcome to the Real Esteem Podcast. Today is February the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm your host, Patrick Tabor, and today on the Marriage Edition, we're going to discuss respect. Okay, happy Valentine's Day. It's that time of year again to, go out and buy the chocolates, order the flowers. It's last minute, so got to get the cards for your husband. Whatever it is, it's that time again. Or is it? Why do we put so much emphasis on one day? Birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's Day, or anniversaries. Why don't we try to spread that out throughout the year? Do nice things. Jump out of the box. Do not let your marriage become mundane in what we're doing. We really care about each other, then it should show in all of the actions we do. It's not just about, keeping the house clean or, taking the kids. Those are important. But, doing something special for your spouse is just as important. And I'm talking about on a regular basis, every week, every opportunity you have. You may do something every day, whatever works for your lifestyle, for your family. Do it because it's going to make your marriage better. In Ephesians 5:33, it says, however, let each one of you love his wife as he loves or as himself. And let the wife see that she respects her husband. So here's the opportunity you have, husbands. You have to show love to your wife. She has to see and feel and know that you love her. It can't be an assumption. It has to be knowledge. She has to really know that you not only care about her, but you honor her, that you trust her, that she's very important to you. She's more valuable than all of the possessions you have. More than your man cave, more than your cars, more than your job. She's more valuable than that. You have to show her. And you love yourself. You take care of yourself. There's times where you take out time for yourself and you do nice things for yourself. Make sure you do the same for her, if not more, because you want her to know for a fact that you care. You don't want it to be an assumption. You don't want her to wonder. You want her to know. And for you wives, it says, let the wife see that she respects her husband. One of the greatest things you can do is to let your husband know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that you respect, you trust, and you love and honor him. If you give a man respect, you can get him to do almost anything. And I'm not saying to do it in a way of manipulation. I'm saying that they want to do anything for you when you respect and trust them. You have to give that to them. You got to put that in them. You got to show that affirmation for a man. It's major. It's so important. And when a man knows that you care about him like that, there's nothing he won't do for you. Try it out. See for yourself. Now, it's not like you do one thing. It's just like, your husband can't do one thing for you to prove that he cares. You can't show respect one time. You have to do it multiple times and see what kind of effect you get. If you've got a good man, you're going to see a major change or shift in his mindset. If you continue to respect him, you're going to make a man go from being good to being great. So respect your husband. Love your wives. You can win when you do that. Romans 12:10 says, love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Valentine's Day is a great time to try to see if you can really one up your spouse. And it's not for the purpose of spending money. There's things that you can do that don't require money. But you've got to take out the time and the effort to put in to thinking of something to do that will be effective and helpful. And your spouse, if you've been married long enough, you know them well enough to know what is good for them, what will work for them. So you just want to bless them. There's no ulterior motive here. You really just love them and want to show it to them. 1 Peter 3:7 says, likewise, husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman as the weaker vessel. There we go again. As I was saying, honoring her, since they are heirs with you of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. Another great thing is if you get in this habit of showing love and kindness and respect and honor, these things, they work well for making sure that God hears your prayers. Your prayers won't be hindered because there's no there's nothing behind the prayers that are able to, grapple or take hold and keep it from being effective, because, you can't say, God, I need help with this, but you're not willing to change, because that's a weak prayer. If you really want to change, if you really want something to succeed, then you got to put in time, effort, and work. And that means you have to put forth that love. Like it says, husbands, live with them in an understanding way. You've got to learn. It doesn't matter that most men in the world may not be able to communicate well, or they don't like to use as many words as women, whatever the circumstance may be for that particular man. That doesn't mean there's nothing that man needs to work on to be able to communicate better or understand his wife better. Just because you don't understand her doesn't mean you don't need to find a way to understand her better. Vice versa for the man, for the women towards their husbands. You have to take time out to understand him, that he may not need all of these things that you think are necessary. He may not put as much emphasis on things as you do, and it's okay. Instead of trying to change him to become you, let him be him, and he'll love you for it. Trust me, he will love you for it if you allow him to be himself. Now, if there's things that are within himself that he needs to work on that are not effective for this family, this household, this marriage, then he's going to have to work on that. And God will tell him. If he is a good man, God will tell him, and he'll have to work on that himself. Vice versa, same for you. Lastly, Luke 6:31 says, as you wish that others would do to you, do so to them. So, the golden rule, simple and plain. We want to be a blessing to our spouse. People want happy marriages. I know the divorce rates say that it's over 50% in the normal secular world, and it's over 50% in the church. Well, the problem is that we do not treat each other like we want to be treated. We treat each other how we feel like treating them at that particular time. And that does not work. You have to really put yourself in check. Focus on working on yourself and being a better person to your spouse. That is your job. That is a requirement. You have to do it at work. You have to get your numbers up. You have to meet production. You have to do all these things and grow and get better. And everybody seems to do a good job when they go to work to try to excel and try to achieve. But why do we not take that same effort in our marriages? Both spouses, not just one side. So, here's the crux of the whole situation. Either you're going to work or you're not going to work. You got to work when you have kids. You've got to work when you go to your job. You've got to work when you're trying to accomplish certain goals or pay off a house or, gain all these things. Well, why would you not have to work in your marriage also? So take time out to respect the relationship you have. Wives, respect your husbands. Husbands, please love your wives. You will see the results, and they will be great and tremendous in your life. I hope you got something out of this today. Be blessed, grace, and peace.